I'm going to show you one of my magic tricks. So a lot of times when I walk around with my hair pulled up, people don't even realize who I am. But you take off the glasses, and then you put the hair down, and you just shake, 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 and you give it a shake. No hair products required, kids. And it's like a totally different character.
Just to prove the record. You guys want to sign the petition? We're doing decriminalized nature and decriminalized. $3 joints? You want to smoke one? $3. It's not that hard. $3 joints. How you doing? $3 joints.
I mean, that sounds pretty tempting. Like, I mean, it's just like Shakedown Street. Only it's the University of Michigan dining for the 50th anniversary of Hash Brunch.
Weed, animals, wax. If you need it, I can find it. If I don't have it. Pre-rolls, animals. 250 milligrams.
I never had that.
Yes. Yep. Pre-rolls. Come on.
Thank you. Hell yeah. That's badass, dude. Happy Ash Bash. Hey, y'all.
That's the one German dude. He always got the brown pants on.
We're here at the Brave Stadium, setting up shop. You know how we roll. So let's see the crew real quick. Over here. Hi.
Hey there.
Hi. Oh wow.
Hello. I don't know this woman.
You're so smiley.
Wink twice if you need help, Rob. Hello.
Alrighty, y'all. We're getting ready to blow shit up. Well, I published my first book 20 years ago. I didn't expect to go through Hurricane Ian, so this documentary is a little bit about both of those things. Not only is it my writing, but it's also just some of the videos that were on my cell phone, which was an iPhone 13, during the year of Hurricane Ian. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Which one? So the coming year on one side. What's up? Yeah, I wanted to try. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming.
So here I am at the Boca Grande Lighthouse, and you know, people always ask, isn't real estate fun and easy, set your own hours? And yeah, there's a little bit of hard work that goes on in behind the scenes, because the bottom line is you can have these beautiful houses, but if a hurricane comes, somebody's still got to clean it up.
Most dangerous thing you've ever done.
What's the craziest thing I've done? Well, some people might say it's my cliff diving accident that led to doctors saying I'd never walk again when I was 19 years old. Or others might look at the sun rising behind me look at where the pier used to be here on Fort Myers Beach. That's what used to be Times Square behind me. And when you look around just a little bit more, you might see what used to be where people would, get dressed to go to the beach and have fun. I've been coming down to this area since I was 8 years old, and probably one of the dangerous things, trying to stay for a Category 5 hurricane. Don't recommend it, kids. Trying to wipe away the tears so it's not obvious, but this is a big part of where I grew up. I spent so much time here playing at Fort Myers Beach. Went in those bathrooms so many times to get ready, and the water's still beautiful. Florida's still awesome. It just has a little cleanup to do. So, dangerous stuff. Fighting Mother Nature. All my major accidents have been because of the water, and yeah, pyrotechnics, that's the fires, so that's dangerous too. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot of dangerous stuff, but maybe even bungee jumping over the North Sea for free.
Dad says he didn't notice. He didn't notice the tree on the roof there.
Well, I wasn't looking that direction.
I wasn't looking that direction.
I was looking this way. But again, as long as it doesn't sit there.
I mean, there's the tree. It's about to come on top of the house, I would say.
How's that for a little hurricane action, kids? Green. We've got a pile of our own here, waiting for some fun.
Hey Marissa, what was it like playing with baseball players?
No, azul, azul, azul. Azul con el otro va. ¿Cómo que le llaman el morenito que tira jugo también? El perito así. Nada que blue, no, es medio clarito, como color tuyo.
This is the Charlotte Sports Park, which is where the Tampa Bay Rays play for their FCL baseball. A lot of mess. And now, it's where people can go for supplies.
Go!
Thank you so much.
You have a good day.
You too.
Okay, Marissa, here's one for you. Do you stay in contact with any of the bands? And I know you know plenty, probably many. Do you stay in touch with any of them?
So I was asked if I keep in touch with any of the bands, and the guy that I kept in touch with the most right there, Tony Costanza, was the original drummer for Machine Head, also in Crisis and Crowbar, the original singer for Pap Smear. Unfortunately, he passed away. That's one of the last pictures I took of him, and they used it at this funeral. But he was the one that I kept in touch with more than anybody, probably out of the music scene, because he and I talked almost every day. He would always be the one who would check in on me and see if I was sick or vice versa. And I mean, his mom, Denise, everything. I mean, anyways, so that's just a little bit of my photography surrounding that from the Florida International Air Show in Punta Gorda. That's the guys leaning over because we went up with them. On the bottom there's a guy jumping out of the airplane because I was up in there with him, so yay. And we got a little throwback over here. This is another gentleman that I did keep in touch with when he was alive. And this is a throwback even before being on Ozfest in 2002. And that's with a band called Mushroom Head. And you'll see Exit 187. I was actually the manager of the band at that time. And that was in 2001. It says Saturday, March 3rd, 2001. You can barely see it covered up. But yeah, that was a show that I had been managing at the time. So we were with Mushroom Head. And again, this was 2001. And at that time, we had no idea that we'd be touring together in 2002. About a year and a half later, I guess. So yeah, so kind of crazy how that changes over time, including the band members of Mushroom Head. You know, some people don't always pay attention to them changing because they wear the masks. But they have had a few lineup changes, and unfortunately, this is one of the stage names of the guys who passed along the way. But he was very cool when we did keep in touch. And, you know, there's other people that I do reach out with from time to time. Again, I mentioned I toured on Ozfest in 2002. But this is a little throwback to 2005. And I didn't tour this year, but we made a little pit stop to actually interview Jada Pinkett Smith when she was the lead singer of Wicked Wisdom. Believe it or not, Will Smith's wife. One of the tightest little bodies I've ever seen in my life. Damn. I mean, I definitely was like, I need to get to the gym after seeing her. Like, she was fit. So anyways, this is one of the meal tickets that you get for catering when you're on tour and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely an interesting year that year, and plenty of stories to tell about Ozfest and stuff like that, but we're not going to focus on that right now because like I said, I did tour back in the day. On this particular show, I believe that is when Tim from Black Label Society, who had replaced Robert Trujillo of Black Label Society, because he joined Metallica. And so Tim was the bass player from White Lion, and he and I were joking because there were some girls that were checking us out. I'm like, hey, they're checking out you. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure they're checking out you. And we had been joking because I had just hung out with some of the guys from White Lion, with some of the guys from Enough's Enough, with Motorhead, Pepper Keenan, and the guys from Corrosion of Conformity and Brand New Sin. Long story on that one, but we were joking about that. Anyways, long story short, these girls too come up, they approach us, they are checking me out. They're like, are you that Harley girl? Yeah. And they're like, well, you know, we heard, you know, a lot about you, and is it true that you didn't use any makeup besides lipstick? I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a makeup person. It's just me, sorry. And they're like, is it true that you didn't use any gel or hairspray or curling irons the entire tour? I'm like, yeah, because I don't use those products. It's what I do. Whatever, that's me. And they're like, is it true that you would like be able to get out the door within 15 minutes to catch the bus if you had to? I'm like, yeah, you know, you gotta be able to go. I'm like, you're on the road. It's Ozfest, you know, you don't have time to, you know, sit back and chillax, you know. And they were like, you know, because of you helping people out when they needed it to set up and tear down and drive and everything else that other people didn't do, because I was like the only sober one with a license. Yeah,
they wound up having more girls on tour after that, and I didn't even realize I made that much of an impact, but it was a very cool thing to have somebody point out to me. Very humbling. Impact over here. Hell bent for leather. Oh, we got a little Judas Priest throwdown. Judas Priest, I remember, he said everyone should be gay for a day. That was in Toronto for the North by Northwest Festival. One of the first bands I interviewed was Therapy out of Dublin, Ireland, and when they heard that he was getting interviewed, they're like, we gotta check this out. And so we were sitting in the back row like Beavis and Butthead, just kind of making jokes and stuff, and all of a sudden up comes the dude from the Kids in the Hall and one of the famous comedy troupes that they have in Canada, and he takes over the interview, starts interviewing them, and it was awesome. But Therapy with a question mark after, very cool guys. Sammy Hagar, very interesting one. That they actually tried getting me off the Ozfest tour, and I was like, don't you want to come tour with us on the Sammy Hagar tour? And I'm like, huh? And then I didn't know what it was about, and then I actually covered him later at this show, and I don't know, man, if I would have known then, who knows, I might have jumped ship. It was a lot of cool stuff going on with the Cabo Wabo. Alright, last but not least, Tom Petty, Heartbreakers tour. Again, this is 2005. I believe this is when Stevie Nicks joined him on stage, and the July show might have been when my friend Tony Hall was playing with the opening band Trey Anastasio. I think that's the same tour year. Anyways, Tony Hall, I knew from New Orleans, long story, cool guy. Tom Petty, one of the few people, one of two people that ever gave me just deer in headlights, don't know what to say, jaw dropped, like clammy and cold and like shaking, and oh my god, what the hell's happening? And I don't know how to explain it, because I didn't even talk to him, like I was just taking pictures, and he saw me on the stage, and it just made me just starstruck. It was just weird. So Tom Petty, cool guy, again, another guy that's dead, but I seen him after that, and he remembered me the second time I covered him and stuff, and again, very cool guys. Just a little bit of history that I've been through, and there's a lot more that I do keep in touch with too, but just a little throwback of some of the stuff I just happen to have lying around.
Fisherman's Pier. You'll see there's a couple wayward sailboats, but that's not stopping us from getting started. We are setting up the fireworks. Can't show you the setup. I can show you. There's a little remnants right there. So there's the crew. So we get started, y'all. This is Fisherman's Village, Punta Gorda, Florida. Hey, hi Rocky, tell us some stories about Pyro.
Oh, this was fun here. We got stuck out on this barge here. We got towed out. And then the guy brought us out on a pontoon boat back and forth. And he ended up getting drunk and never came back. And we were stuck out on the barge. And all of a sudden, a thunderstorm come rolling in. We're on a metal barge with explosives, and a giant storm's coming through. Who do you call?
Thank you,
That's
Rocky.
it. That's all I got for you today.
Oh, I know you got more than
That'll
that.
save us from next year.
Kind of within a quick runs distance, just because I did run into an instance where we were like cleaning up after, and we noticed a small a fire, and it was just like, I think it could just we just caught us by surprise. It's like, is that are you seeing this? Like, oh yeah, and you go into action, do it, and we're like, we step away from the stuff and we're radioing like, yeah, we got this under control, but like, is when you do it all the time. I mean, this was back in in a place I was doing it all the time, but so you just don't. I don't know. Like, that was just one of those nights where I'm like, oh, I'm really glad. This is all just a good learning opportunity. Know how to use a fire extinguisher and make sure they're good to go regularly, just because.
Yeah.
When you need it, you need it.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
You need to stop it.
Yeah.
Very true.
I don't know.
This time we got Andy with us. Hi, tell us your story.
Well, I was shooting Treasure Island with somebody, and it was probably a 6-inch shell, came up and blew up about 10 feet above my head and dropped near the ground. And my ears were ringing the rest of the night.
I can imagine.
So it was a lot of fun. When I first started, it was like one of my first shows.
Was that like completely out of the blue, or was there something that caused it?
I don't think anything caused it. I
It
don't
just
know.
fired.
I don't know.
My story is on 4th of July, we had a delayed hang time. So what that is where the fireworks don't go off when they're supposed to. So literally more than 15 minutes after the show had ended, somebody was like, oh, you think it's been enough time? Like, usually wait about a half hour or so, and it was like getting close to that mark. It was more than 15 minutes for sure. And they started walking up, and they got probably within 4 foot of it, and a whole chain. And man, you seen everybody jump back. It was definitely one of those things that nobody was expecting. Luckily, nobody got hurt, but that's why you have to have a cool down period after the fireworks are off, because you never know when there's a delayed hang time. You got this. Later. We're only picking you up if you dance.
Wait a minute. There you go. Girls, Cat, put some liquor in it.
There we go.
Oh, you guys just record that.
Bye. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right.
30.
You got this. Are you ready? You ready for your big responsibility? She's like, no.
I'm ready.
Okay. Couldn't hear with the earphones. You got this, Mommy. All right, 7, 6, 5, 4. Hit the button. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's off. Oh. Let me just get away here.
Yep.
Fire has been extinguished. I don't know.
That was my house. I'd be crying.
Well, I think anybody would be crying. What about the house that used to be here? And it's not. Property's going for sale though. I know a good realtor.
Sandpiper said it's
There's a life raft. And you're probably gonna need it. Because you thought your baby girl was gonna make it. Because Hurricane Ian came through Fort Myers Beach. And makes these boats look like little playthings. So you just never know where your boat's gonna wind up. Good chance it could be smashed. And there's all kinds of belongings. Just mountains of destruction. And look at how much baby girl got pushed up in there. In case you forgot where you parked your boat. I think I forgot the rest of the stuff. Hopefully our house didn't look like this. You can see where it's just shoved in to everything. From the dock to this big old storage thing for a semi. Rode right into it. Wasn't even looking for that green flash at sunset, but wound up getting Hurricane Ian coming through. Here's the other side of the green flash. And some of the destruction left over. Got the hurricane here.
know, Jim. Working on the lot, it's hard enough. We're working towards clearing the lot, taking advantage of the hurricane. Oh, I'm about done. I'm about spent. All good. I don't have anything to say anymore.
Still a lot more to go on this cleanup, but the only way out is through. Ah. Like he said, we don't need a gym. Lots of sweat, real sawdust, no fake crews here, people. Hey y'all, if you want to check out my books, I don't know if they'll deliver by float plane, but you never know how the post office might get up to the top of a mountain or wherever you're at. So you can check out my books on Amazon. My author page is www.amazon.com/Marisa Williams. That's MARISA WILLIAMS. Also, lulu.com/spotlight/Thorazaz, which is THORISAZ. I think of it as CHOR like Thor, the god of thunder, IS like is, AZ like Arizona. I know it's a hard one to spell. That's why we no longer have Thorazaz Views. Someone in China now owns that. But we do have outlandishwriter.com, which is where you can now find the Thorazaz Views blog, as well as partylikepirates.com. So check out all those sites. That's where you can find my books and keep up on the latest, including my blog at outlandishwriter.com. So come party with us, hang out, and thanks so much for your interest in my books. Every day, just when you thought that you was in love, you thought you might have met an angel sent from above. But here's a little clue just for you. He ain't the dude that you thought was for you. Oh yeah, he's been holding around town. You don't want to know where he's been getting down. Baby girl, it ain't just for you, but the whole town got used to. Talking about some
you might feel like being a little bit of a monster after hearing some of that news of the boy that gave you the dirty dick blues. Was he out with the hoe? Girl, you already know. He said his penis so good you gotta pay. And I said, little boy, you gotta go away. 'Cause